on Sunday, January 28th. We will begin our service with the ringing of the bell and the lighting of the Christ candle. We ring the bell and we light the candle as a reminder of the divinity that shines in each and every one of us. You'll find the opening statement on the inside of your bulletin. If you would repeat that with me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And sit with that truth for just a moment. Allow it to anchor into your heart. And now repeat it with me once more. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. Our songs this morning are led by Ron and accompanied by Jeff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Would you please stand? We'll sing Surely the Presence, which is right inside your front cover. Surely the presence of our God is in this place. I can feel his mighty power and his grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on his face. Surely the presence of our God is in this place. Surely the presence of our God is in this place. I can feel her mighty power and her grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on its face. Surely the presence of our God is in this place. Number 206, please. This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight beams on clover, leaf, and pine. But other lands have sunlight too, and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. Oh, hear my song, thou God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. This is my prayer, O Lord of 212, please. 212. Weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together. Weave us together, together in love. We are many textures, we are many colors, each one different from the other, but we are all twined with one another in one great tapestry. Weave us together, weave us together through unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. A moment ago, still we did not know our unity, only diversity. Now the Christ in me greets the Christ in thee, in one great family. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together in unity and love. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
Oh, what a joy to see so many happy faces this morning. Welcome if you're here in person or watching electronically. We are so thankful that you're sharing your energy with us today. We have one newcomer. Brendan is here. Let's give a warm unity welcome to Brendan. And as far as announcements go, after the service, you can tune in to the church's Zoom room and join the after party, where there will be a lively discussion of the lesson. On Thursday nights, you can zoom into the Zoom room for a book study group. And the Course in Miracles class is Monday at 7. Is there anything you would like to say about that, Reverend Kimberly?
Sure, why not? Thanks for the opportunity, Janet. So we've done a little switching up, and we're actually doing the text on Monday nights instead of the lessons, and that allows a more open, free-flowing process for folks who are new to the course and are just curious and want to pop in. So it's not a lesson that you're building on every week. Just come on in whenever you want and join in, and we'd love to have you there.
Perfect, and that's in our Zoom room at 7 on Mondays. Now, who can tell me what's going to happen this coming Saturday? Tegan! Soup sale is this coming Saturday. Now, we always sell out of soup. So that means we could always use more soup. So this year, the board has decided that if you would like to take some of these containers home, make your soup, freeze it, then you can make your soup ahead of time and get it here on Saturday. Is there anything else about this I should say, Stephen? Oh, go ahead.
Still, we'll have all the hot soups we always have. This is a way to have some extra supplies so we don't run out and make some extra money. And it gives folks the opportunity to make soup at their leisure this week. So.
Okay, Barbie?
I have a question. Does it have to be frozen, or can I make it the night before and just bring it chilled? Because I think freezing it is going to hurt it.
It can be frozen or refrigerated.
Okay.
But we do ask that everyone use the new containers provided.
Okay.
Please.
What's that? We have more. Yeah.
So there's some up here. If we run out here, there will be more. And Pam, you had a comment?
Just bring your own ladle. Excuse me.
Okay.
The church doesn't have enough ladles for 25 soups.
So bring your ladle with your crock pot of soup. And your what? And your label on your soup, right? But the soup sale is always a great time, Stephen.
I believe the containers we have here are smaller single serves, but we'll also have the larger ones next week where you can take home more soup.
Okay, so we have single serve containers here, but larger containers will be available at the sale. Okay, well, that's all the announcements I have for now, so I will turn it over to Stephen for the welcome.
Thank you, Jen. I'm a last-minute substitution for the welcome this morning. So I have my cheat sheet, and if the word of the day today is not forgiveness or grace, it probably should be, so bear with me. My name is Stephen Keith. I'm president of the Board of Trustees here at Unity of Kanawha Valley, and the light in me greets the light in you. Welcome and thanks so much for being here, both personally in the room and virtually on Zoom. We appreciate you all. Speaking of Zoom, as Janet mentioned, there will be an after party, lively discussion on Zoom. You can join, the Zoomers obviously will be there. You can join from your phone, from anywhere, to take part in that discussion. Here at Unity of Kanawha Valley, we come together to celebrate love, peace, acceptance, and spiritual journeys in all their forms. So no matter what brought you here today, I hope you find what you are seeking. And if there are any roadblocks that happen along your way today, just leave them here. Take what resonates with you, what feels good in your heart, and leave the rest at the door. But we want you to know that we love you, we support you, we affirm you, and we lift you up just as you are. Today, the Reverend Kimberly McGinnis will be speaking on the power of inner peace. And next week, Sky will return to kick off February, which is our month of love. We believe in affirmative prayer here at Unity of Kanawha Valley, so please, if you would, settle into your seat. Place your hand over your heart if you would like, and repeat after me. This is my heart. Through it, I am connected to my neighbor, to myself, and to my source. I am learning to trust it in all things, and I am grateful. Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who's made today's service possible. Pam, for all of the behind-the-scenes work she does every week to get us up and running. I want to thank my fellow members of the Board of Trustees for all of their work leading the church. Thank our lovely musicians today for providing entertainment and spiritual loveliness. And I would love to thank our junior bell ringer today. Was that you, Tegan? Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. And with that, I will invite Janet up to lead us in a meditation. Thank you.
Thank you.
So just take a moment to settle in. Breathe in fully and deeply. Breathe in peace. As you exhale, let go of any angst or concern, and breathe in joy. With a big exhale, release any fear. And deeply now, breathe in love. As you exhale fully, let go of anything unlike love. With this next breath, take in appreciation for yourself and all you do. Release any fear. Release any feeling of hurry or worry. Peace is right here in this very moment. Feel your body relax and know the gift of peace. Life itself is found in your very breath. Inner peace is a quiet peace within that no one sees, that no one hears. It is a gentle and simple path. Each moment that we bring into our full awareness, we experience peace. We appreciate life. Find quiet moments, noticing, appreciating, allowing life to be vivid, joyful, tranquil, or serene. Fully embracing this moment brings peace. In these moments of focused awareness, choose to see life and its many mysteries through the eyes of love. Through these simple and quiet moments, you find the peace you seek. At any time, wherever you happen to be, you can experience inner peace. Just notice the breath, smile, and know that you have found the gift of peace on earth in the midst of it all. And so it is.
The daily word for Sunday, January 28th, 2024, is free. Divine wisdom, love, and strength guide me to freedom. While I may not be able to control what is happening around me, I have the power to choose my response. Even though it may seem paradoxical, assuming complete responsibility for my reactions and choices is the key to my freedom. No one and nothing can make me feel a certain way. Living from this awareness gives me the power to create my life from the inside out. I choose my thoughts, words, and actions. If I don't like what my life is showing me, I have the power to make new choices. I do not squander my spiritual freedom. Other people in worldly situations have no control over me. Taking full responsibility for my life, I am free to create my future by living from my divinity. And from 1 Peter 2:16, as servants of God, live as free people, yet do not use your freedom as a pretext for evil.
Make me a channel of your peace, Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, only joy. Oh, Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be loved and to understand, to be loved with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in giving that we receive. And in dying we are born to eternal life. Oh, Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved and to love with all my soul. Channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving of ourselves that we receive, and in dying we are born to eternal life. In giving to ourselves that we receive, and in dying we are born to eternal
Such a beautiful song. Well, today Sky is not with us, but we have the lovely Reverend Kimberly McGinnis. She has studied with Eric Butterworth. She worked with Michael Beckwith. She is steeped in unity principles and always has such a joyful presentation that I am very honored to welcome Reverend Kimberly McGinnis. Let's give her a warm unity welcome.
Hey, we're good. And We're mirrors. We're mirrors. The joy, the presence, yes, mirrors of one another, yes, yes, yes. Someone taught me that once because
We're in business. All right. Yeah, she was just always radiant and glowing in the hallways at Agape, and I just always remarked on, like the joy. She just radiated, and I'll never. It makes me cry. She looked me in the eyes and she put her hand on my face, and we just had this moment. And she said, "You wouldn't see it in me if it wasn't already in you." Yeah. So passing that to you now. Yes. So, and I own it, right? Remember the talk that I did about, thank you, it's true. So, thank you. So, good morning to everyone. Good morning to everyone here in person. What a full house we have today. This is awesome. Woohoo. And I call them love streamers, but today we could call them peace streamers since we're having a peace day here. And I also want to do a quick shout out to, is it Mary Beth that spoke a couple of weeks ago? Is that her name, Mary Beth? Whoa. Her talk, she blows me away every time she speaks. I could just listen to her speak like again and again and again. She's amazing. And so thank you for that wonderful talk about Dr. King and his legacy, because that inspired me to continue on with that a little bit today. We'll be talking about inner peace and then nonviolence, which was very much what Dr. King was all about. Yep. Oh, I would love this if we can trade. Okay. Yes. Great.
There you go.
Are we good now? All right. So you can roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. Okay. All right, so if you just would with me just for a moment, let's just let go of all the technical things and all that, and just take that breath that Janet so beautifully established with the peace and the joy and the love. Let's just breathe that in. And then just exhale and let go of anything before this moment. And also just breathe in that beautiful music with the prayer of St. Francis. That was just so glorious. And I don't know about you, but it just seeped right into me and just so lovely. So thank you to our beautiful musicians. So speaking of Eric Butterworth, this is what he said. Things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but the only things that matter are the things that happen in you. And he has such a lovely way with words, so I'm going to repeat this again. Things may happen around you, and things may happen to you, but the only things that matter, and just as a side note, I think there's some metaphysics going in there, the only things that matter, wink, are the things that happen in you. And then one of my very most favorite quotes in the world is Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." Yeah, you know that one, Sally. Yeah. I remember I was in my 20s the first time I heard that, and I bought like a little plaque and put it on my wall. It's like, I want to remember that. That's a good one, right? And so what I believe that both of these New Thought luminaries, masters, were talking about was that power of inner peace, of where it just doesn't matter what's going on around us or anything, we can still access the inner peace because it's already within us, yes? And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, is that power of inner peace. And I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so peace, you know, right? I mean, I'd heard of peace, but with my bell-bottom jeans, my platform shoes, remember all that? Yeah. But, but my first experience of of inner peace was actually at Unity with Dr. Butterworth. And somebody had taken me to church there, and it was at Avery Fisher Hall at Lincoln Center. And just to paint the picture for you, we're talking like 2,000 people in this place, right? I mean, it's big. And I just, it was lovely, and I enjoyed it. And then at the very, very end, everybody hold hands, okay? We're gonna sing Let There Be Peace on Earth, okay? And I kind of knew the song, but not really, but fortunately they had lyrics up there. And so I'm singing along, and then it was that second verse that it really got me. And it says, let peace begin with me. And that was a new concept for me. Let it begin with me. I thought it was something outside of me that the activists were doing, but inside of me, let it begin with me. Who am I, right? And let this be the moment now, not later, now, right? Yep. With every step I take, that's big. With really? Can it be the other one? With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, my commitment to live each moment, again, every moment, in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Now that seemed like a very tall order. However, this is the really cool part, is that holding hand with 2,000 people singing this and it reverberating all over that beautifully constructed acoustic hall. I mean, it's where they do concerts and beautiful, oh my goodness, the music was intense. And as I was singing with them, I'm telling you the truth, the electricity just went whoosh, 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 like, and out the other side. I mean, I just like lit up like a Christmas tree. And I was like, wow, what is this? What is this? I want to know more about this. And so I figured, all right, I'll try this peace thing. I don't know if I'll get every step and every moment, but I'm going to give it a try. And so this has been a decades-long quest. And so here's a few things, and here's what I wrote. I was sold. I was sold, yep. And so here's what I have kind of just created for myself. I call it the 3 P's of peace. And the first one is potency. And that's like when we have, like, our vitamins are very potent, right? And so it's power and strength. And we speak of God as being omnipotent, omnipotent, all-knowing, right? All-loving, yes, omnipotent, omnipotent. And then the second one is potential. Because peace has tremendous potential. Potential is about our abilities and talents that we can develop. And our inner peace extends outward, right, with potential to create a peaceful community and a peaceful world. So there is inherent within peace tremendous potential. I mean, wow. And then practice, because for me, all about the application. Theory is great, but if I'm not applying it, right? So I incorporated practice into my everyday life over and over again until it becomes a habit. And then that habit, I think somebody spoke about that earlier, might have, I don't know, somewhere in there. I kind of go in another space when you're praying and meditating and doing all that, and I just kind of like let it just envelop me. So, when we do it over and over again, it becomes a habit. And then eventually that habit becomes an automatic response. And that's where I want to live from, is where I don't have to go through a whole lot to get there. I want to automatically be forgiving. I want to automatically, because I can choose. I think it was the Daily Word. Was that, Sally, where it was at in the Daily Word? Yeah, because we get to choose. I get to choose. Yeah, that's powerful. So I've always loved this quote. Our thoughts become words. Our words become actions. Our actions become habits. Our habits become our character, and our character becomes our destiny. Has anyone else heard this before? Yeah, a couple few here. Yep. Hi. And I don't know who it was really attributed to. I've heard Gandhi, I've heard Emerson, and I've even heard Lao Tzu. But whoever, came up with this. I find it very, very useful. And I've applied this to break it down a little bit more to peace. So here's how this goes. My peaceful thoughts become peaceful words. And my peaceful words become peaceful actions. My peaceful actions, then doing them over and over, become peaceful habits. My peaceful habits create a peaceful character within me. That's where that automatic response comes in. And then my peaceful character that's already filled up to overflowing with that, I can contribute now to the destiny of our peaceful world. And so I've got some daily practices for peace, and I'll share a couple of those with you, and then preview. I would love to hear a few of yours. So you can be thinking about maybe some of what your peaceful practices are, and I'm willing to guess there's a few people, or everyone in here, but maybe a few people who might be willing to share that with us. So one of the things that I have on my phone over there, my phone, is it wakes me up. I've programmed like on the hour and on the half hour as I'm waking up, it sings new thought music to me. Yeah, so my favorite new thought musicians, a lot of it is Agape Ricky Byers, but there's some others in there as well. And it just is a wonderful way to begin my day every single day. And one of my favorites is called the Peace Chant. And we'll be doing that a little bit later. And that goes off every day of my life at 9 a.m. And no matter what I'm doing, I stop. I just stop. Take the breath and sing it. Takes a minute, just a minute. And it just recenters me so that I can move forward with all those qualities of peace, love, joy, all of that. And so that's one of mine. And then another one that I learned was from one of my teachers and mentors in Los Angeles, Dr. Maisha Hazard, who has since passed. I studied with her at the Kepra Institute of Applied Metaphysics. Now there's a word for you, huh? Which was like amazing. And what we did is our group, and then also people around the world, starting at 6 in the morning, so 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, and 9, we just had our phones, just a little, if you were at work, you just had like what is it, vibrate? Is that what it calls? Yeah. And so you're not disturbing anyone, or, if you can, have it make a little chime, like a little gong, right? And what we would do is, again, we would just stop for just 15 seconds and just turn within. And then just see a world of love, peace, and joy, those three things. Love, peace, and joy. And the beauty of this is that with all the time zones around the world, guess what? We're doing love, peace, and joy every hour and every half hour all around the world. Yeah, and that has an impact. It truly, truly does. It's all done on the invisible. That's all I'm going to say on that, because I'd be here all day. But I just know it to be that we're all connected and we all feel that. And so those are a couple of mine. So anyone here who would like to share a peace practice, anything that you do daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, anything that you would like to share with us about peace that you find a useful practice? Come on, there we go. All right. Gratitude is a...
Gratitude is life-changing.
Yes.
My goal is to eventually live in gratitude consistently.
And wouldn't we be in a peaceful world if we were consistently in gratitude? That's beautiful. And it's so simple, just to be in gratitude. Not always easy. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's not like you have to really go through a lot of things. It's just, I can be grateful for this. Yeah, switch the focus. Beautiful, thank you. And tell me your name? Pam. Very nice to meet you. Yeah. Oh, I got a room full over here, yes.
Thank you. I'd like to second what you just said about gratitude. Just before the pandemic broke out, I took a free course from Yale on the Zoom, and there's a Professor Santos who became famous because always half the freshman class wants to take a course. It was on the science of well-being, and one of the weeks was the study of gratitude. And she recommended that every night before you go to sleep, write down at least 4 things that you're happy about,
Yep.
thankful for during the day. And I've been doing that ever since. I sleep like a lot.
Isn't that wonderful? Oh, I think I'm going to take that one home with me and practice that tonight. Thank
Up
you.
to 11 or 12 opposed to nights, as opposed to those 4.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And then over here we had someone else had their hand up. You had your hand up. No? Somebody had their hand up over here. Oh, you're pointing over that way. Oh, okay. It's like, no, not me. I was talking to him. No, him. Okay. Anyway,
Ask me next weekend.
Okay, next weekend. Anyway, behind you, yes.
There's an energy medicine practice that you can do to create. Thank you. There's an energy medicine practice that you can do for yourself. And one is you put your third finger on your third eye, and your other third finger in your belly button, and you slightly push in and pull up and breathe. And it's very calming and peaceful, a place that you can go.
Oh, it is. Oh, tell me more. This is wonderful. I've never been taught this practice. This is beautiful. Maybe afterwards, just let me know more about the energy medicine. This is beautiful. Yeah. I like that pulling up. Yeah, I feel it. Thank you. And what is your name? Beth.
No, go ahead. Laura has one.
Oh, Laura has one. All right.
Thank you, Beth. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, be doing that at the stoplight and watch the people around you go.
Calm down, right?
Yeah.
It's like we do it and then everybody
no road
calm.
rage here.
That's right.
Peace, all love, all light.
We're emanating the peace out of that car. Amen.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, one thing I've started doing since the Be Unity app has become available is to, in the morning, before I listen to any news or look at a newspaper or answer a phone or look at email, is listen to that Be Unity daily word read to me.
Nice.
And that centers me and starts my day. And I have 2 new kittens. They're getting a little older now. They've gotten to the point where they just sit on the bed with me and they look at the phone and they're like, oh yeah, we're all chill now. Okay. When's breakfast? But yeah.
And for a cat, I mean, yeah.
But they stop too. So it's a great way to start the day before all the world kind of rushes in.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And you know what I really love about that too, is it's before all of, like you said, the phone and the emails and all of that stuff. And it reminds me of one of my teachers, Reverend Nirvana Gale. He, in our class, it was the foundational classes, and he would always say, the first thing when he wakes up, he says, I give my first fruits to God. And so, yes, that's that space, being in that space of, we're talking gratitude and appreciation and all of, exactly what you're talking about with the app and listening and being in that, right? Our first fruits to God. So that's what it reminds me of. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Any other shares before I continue on? Going once, going twice. Okay, here we go. So, those are a peaceful. So in the early 2000s, I moved from New York to Los Angeles, as Janet mentioned, and was privileged to be on staff at Agape. And it was there that I was introduced to the Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence, and 64 days and 64 ways to practice peace. And so I thought, why 64 days? And it takes place each year from January 30th through April 4th, and that's the number of days between the memorial anniversaries of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. And it honors and celebrates their philosophies and lives. And so they've created every day, for 64 days, little practices we can do to practice peace. And I love this. It's still going strong in its 26th year. Yes, 26 years they've been doing this. It's active in over 900 international cities and 67 countries. 361 Unity churches, go Unity, and 248 centers for spiritual living, yes, and counting, and counting. And it was launched at the United Nations in 1998 by Arun Gandhi, who is the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, and along with the Association for Global New Thought. Now here's the really cool part that you may or may not know about, but not only did Unity participate in the launch of the Season for Nonviolence, Unity actually co-founded the Association for Global New Thought. And this was no small thing. It was a major step forward in creating peace in our world, healing separation, and creating, well, unity among these discordant New Thought organizations at the time. Things were acting a little crazy in New Thought. So, talk about putting peace into action and walking your talk, right? Practicing what you preach. So go Unity. So I'm just you can learn a lot more on the Unity website, but here's a little snippet that I find, very useful, and I want to share that with you today, just to get into the feeling tone of what this movement is about that is, promoting this Season for Nonviolence. So the Association for Global New Thought, reading this from the website, was born on the revolutionary idea that universal spirituality is our common vision, that divisions among religious science, unity, and other branches of New Thought, ancient wisdom limits that vision, and it can prevent us from reaching our full potential as a spiritual family. For over 2 decades, powerful individual ministers from within Unity, Centers for Spiritual Living, Agape, and others have worked under the banner of the Association for Global New Thought, inspiring congregations worldwide to participate in a mission of spiritually motivated activism, spiritually motivated social activism. That's a little different. It's a little different, isn't it? Than being like an activist out there and like this, right? Which doesn't work. Or it's spiritually motivated social activism, doing it with love, right? And they also provide members and friends from all avenues of New Thought with free online resources, such as nonviolence education. They have a Season for the Earth, interfaith and intercultural dialogue, humanitarian service. Sky will appreciate this, feminine leadership and gender equity. He's very big on making sure I put Reverend in front of my name. I'm like, it's Kimberly's. No. I want to, women don't always get respected in ministry, and I want to put that in front of your name. I'm like, okay. So, and then, of course, poverty, hunger, homelessness. They support all of these and webinars, conferences, special events. So I'm thinking, since we're at a Unity church this morning, and Unity co-founded AGNT and helped launch this Season for Nonviolence, would you join me today in just learning about and practicing a few these little peace things? Yes? Got some nods? All right. Field of agreement. All right. So here are some themes from January. They have the 64 days, one a day, and then they also have all year long, there's a theme of the week. So I'm just going to read a few, 3 from January. And week 1 was prayer and peace. And this is what they write. And I'm just going to read very slowly so you can really take this in. Prayer from the heart can achieve what nothing else in the world can, said Gandhi. Believe and end each day this week with a prayer for peace. Let peace begin with you. An 11-year-old writes, peace is a special thought or a special love or light or spark that we all share within ourselves. I'm guessing Tegan might have a little thing for us too. You could tell us about peace and love, right, Tegan? And Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, Practice watering seeds of joy and peace and not just seeds of anger and violence, and the elements of war in all of us will be transformed. And so the practice was each day this week, make a choice to meet each experience with an intention for peace. Kind of like that, let there be peace on earth with every step, right? It's like each experience, good goal. And speaking of Reverend Nirvana, that I had, one of my teachers, I remember we were discussing in class one day the power of prayer and meditation and that oneness, that we were talking about earlier. And he said, yes, when we're doing our inner work consistently and we're in prayer and meditation every day and we're building that inner spiritual muscle, if you will, he said, when you meditate, there is someone somewhere, maybe on the other side of the globe, who just put down their knife that they were going to harm someone with, and they don't know why. And I've never forgotten that, because I've known that to be true. I've watched it happen. That's what I was saying. It's all done on the invisible. It's very powerful, this inner work that we do when we practice these principles. And so moving on to week 2 was about harmony and unity. Harmony, choosing not to engage. Ooh, this is a good one. Choosing not to engage in any form of gossip. Okay, today, that contributes to harmony and peace in our relationships. And I remember Reverend Michael once talking about gossiping, and he said, here's an easy way to not gossip. He said, learn how to spiritually gossip. So instead of judging someone else and having a thought about that person and then talking about them or whatever, it's like, no, like spiritually gossip, like, oh, that Marianne, she is just the nicest person. I just love her so much. This is how we spiritually, or that Janet, she just like glows and, and you pray. I was just talking earlier with the musicians and they were, and I said, all I know about you is you can pray. I've never felt a prayer like that before when you pray, so I appreciate you so much. So this is what we can do, right? So I was spiritually gossiping behind your back. That's an example of how that's done, okay? So let's do that. And it says, practice each week, choose to see the good in others rather than finding faults. And the unity version it said differences give variety to life, and they're often only on the surface anyway. So each week, look for ways to see beyond outer differences in opinions, appearances, or goals, and find that meeting point of the underlying unity that exists in diversity. And then Dr. Dyer is week 3, believing. Dr. Dyer writes about the impact that beliefs have on our daily lives. And his practice is, each week, believe that you have all of the resources to move your life in the direction of peace. We're not lacking. Be aware of simple demonstrations of peaceful responses that you receive. So when I'm giving peace, I'm receiving peace. And then the last thing I want to share with you here is, because day 1 of the 64 days, 64 ways and 64 days, day 1 starts on Tuesday, January 30th. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. And by the way, if you want to learn more about this, you can just go to AGNT's website. It's AGNT, Association for Global New Thought, AGNT, and it's not .com, it's .today. I think like decades ago it was .com, and who knows, the domain got lost, who knows whatever happened. But today, it's AGNT.today. Just saying. And they've got all these practices that you can download and learn more about. And one of the fun things on their website that I will say before I read this is that they have a mandala that they've created, an electronic mandala with the 64 days, and there's a theme for every day. So on Tuesday, they start day 1 with courage. And you can touch on your screen or with your mouse on your computer on the mandala, like if you touch day 1, 1, courage pops up, and you can read all about that. And it's a beautiful mandala. Whoever created it was a brilliant idea to do that. So I invite you to try that out. So I'm going to read a contribution by Reverend Frank Zumalin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but this is what he's writing, and this will be the practice on day 1. He first quotes, "Religions are different roads converging upon the same point. And what difference does it make that we take different roads so long as we reach the same goal?" And that's a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. And Reverend Frank writes, "No religion or spiritual path can ever completely embrace all that the divine is. The divine is infinite. No human religion can ever be anything but the finger pointing at the moon." Have you heard that phrase before, the finger pointing at the moon? Yeah, it's interesting because it's bigger than us, right? So it's infinite, it's infinite, it's infinite. We're just pointing at it. The Franciscan theologian, Richard Rohr, there's someone in our Monday night class that's always quoting Richard Rohr. No, it's not Dewey, it's someone else. But anyway, they're always quoting Richard Rohr, and I'm like, oh, there it is. Richard Rohr says, "All religion is a metaphor. Each of us has our own soul metaphor or cosmology, our way of understanding the universe and our place in it. We each have a soul metaphor, whether we know it or not." And Arun Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, the co-founder of this season, he reminds us that we should release all attachment to possessing the truth and then join his grandfather in pursuing it. He says, believing that we possess the truth is the path of himsa, which is violence. But believing that we all, even Gandhi, pursue the truth is the path of ahimsa, which is the Hindu-Buddhist practice of the reverence for and the nonviolence toward all living things. So when I think I'm right, right, that's violence. And when I'm being open, right, and pursuing the truth with an open mind and an open heart, now we're participating in nonviolence. And that affirmative practice that they offer is, I will meditate and remember each being has their own soul metaphor. We all experience it differently, all of us. Reverend Michael calls us uniquals. He says, we're all unique and we're all individuals, but we're equal. So we're uniquals, right? I kind of love that. That's really cool, right? Yeah, and so that's why we have our own soul metaphor. Today, I will remember that every belief, even those that make me uncomfortable, are different roads taken in pursuit of the same goal. That is the path to nonviolence. And so what I'm going to invite you to do now is just become still, just take that breath. Let's do what Beth taught us, yeah. Third finger on the third eye, third finger on the navel. Pull up a little bit, take the breath. Release. And I'm going to invite Nancy Lynn to come up, and we're going to share the peace chant with you. And I believe we've got it up on the screen. Is that right, Bobby Lee? You can put that on the screen for us. And it's ridiculously simple and easy. The lyrics are simply qualities of peace, joy, wisdom, power, love, compassion, freedom, giving, and then peace. We begin and we end with peace. And it's very simple. Nancy Lynn will be singing, you will sing after her, and I'm going to just come sit down and enjoy it. Just take this in and breathe this.
You'll be singing along once you catch on. Thank you. Peace. Peace. Joy. Compassion, compassion, freedom, freedom, giving, giving, peace, peace.
Nancy Lynn and our musicians some love. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you. I just want to say real quickly, because it's noon and we all have places to be. So I just want to invite you to, if you want to do that as part of your spiritual practice like I do, you can find that downloadable on Ricky Byers' website. She has a lot of music that you can just download and put on your phone. Yay. So the Holiness, the Dalai Lama, said, both Gandhi and Martin Luther King are inspiring examples of the power and truth of nonviolence and the actions that arise from them. This season for nonviolence is a very good tool to remind us of their witness and also of the large unfinished work we have together in transforming the awareness on our planet. Dalai Lama. So in closing, I invite each of us to do exactly that. Let's together transform the awareness on our planet by taking at least one practice. Just pick one. Doesn't have to be one of mine, doesn't have to be one of the Season for Nonviolence. It could be anything anybody said. Just take one and take it out from this sanctuary and out into the world. And as we were saying, when we're doing this at the traffic light, just watch the people calm down. Right? They just calm down. They do. It's just what happens. So I'm just inviting each of us to find that one thing, take it out into the world, and to share it with everyone. Because remember, your light creates more light, the light within us, right? It's exponential. I love you, and then you love her, and then you love him. This is how the game is played, right? This is how it is. So I just invite each one of us, just as Gandhi would say, to be the light, be the change in our world. And if you're in agreement with me, say, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Namaste.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Kimberly, for that wonderful message. And I need the ushers to come forward, please. You'll find the offering blessing on the inside of your bulletin. And let's repeat that together. Divine love, moving in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, I trust God, and I am grateful.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling to make it through another day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. They're the lyrics. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Ready? Oh, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Amen.
Thank you to all of our wonderful musicians. We are so blessed to have such talent. So at this time, we give thanks for these gifts and offerings. We open our hearts and we fill it with gratitude for the Spirit that dwells in this church. We are grateful for lessons of peace and practical ways that we can carry this peace with us into the world. For we are a shining light, a beacon of love, joy, hope. So we say thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thank you to everyone who shares of their time, their talent, their treasure. And we say thank you that we go forth knowing all is well. And so it is. Amen. Now, if you'd like to make a circle, we'll do our peace song. I am the prayer chaplain today, so I'm available for anyone who would like a short prayer. And let's see, anybody celebrating birthdays or anniversaries? Pam. Guy's father-in-law. Okay, so we're going to sing happy birthday to him. Anybody else celebrating anything? Pam Litz just had a birthday. Okay, so it's Guy's father-in-law and Pam. Let's sing happy birthday.
it announced, but I'd like everybody to take a look at our thermometer.
Oh, well, here. Say it so that Zoom can hear.
I didn't hear it announced earlier, so if I missed it, I apologize, but I'd like everybody to take a look at our thermometer. We're in January and well on our way to accomplishing our mortgage goals and the freedom that we're trying to provide ourselves as a church in 2024.